She came. She performed. She conquered. Tiffany Stratton just put the entire women's division on notice, and Kiana James found out the hard way that there is simply no competing with perfection. Welcome to Wrestling Stream. Alright, Wrestling Stream Nation, welcome back. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button and smash that bell right now, because this is the channel where we celebrate every victory, break down every match, and give every superstar the analysis they deserve. And today we are talking about a performance that had the entire arena on its feet and the entire wrestling world talking. Tiffany Stratton just defeated Kiana James in a match that was far more than just a win on a record. It was a statement. It was a showcase. It was Tiffany Stratton standing in the center of that ring and reminding every single person watching exactly who she is and exactly what she is capable of. So let's break this down completely. Let's talk about Tiffany. Let's talk about Kiana. Let's talk about the match itself, and let's talk about what this victory means for where Tiffany Stratton goes from here. First, let's set the stage by talking about Tiffany Stratton and the journey that brought her to this moment. Because victories mean more when you understand the road that led to them. And Tiffany Stratton's road has been one of the most fascinating and entertaining rides in women's wrestling in recent memory. Tiffany Stratton arrived in professional wrestling with everything that makes a future star. The athleticism was immediately obvious, jaw-dropping, almost unfair levels of natural physical ability that made you stop whatever you were doing and pay attention the moment she stepped through those ropes. The charisma was undeniable, a personality so big, so bright, and so completely her own that it filled every room she walked into without any effort whatsoever. And the confidence. Oh, the confidence. Tiffany Stratton carries herself like someone who has never once entertained the possibility of failure. Like someone who decided a very long time ago that she was going to be great and has been working every single day to prove that decision right. She has grown tremendously as an in-ring competitor since her debut. She came in with the physical tools, but she has put in the work to develop the technical craft, the ring awareness, and the match strategy that separates good wrestlers from genuinely great ones. Every time you watch Tiffany Stratton compete, you see someone who is still growing, still learning, still adding new dimensions to her game, and that is perhaps the most exciting thing about her. She is already very, very good. And she is nowhere near her ceiling yet. Now let's talk about Kiana James, because this match only makes sense when you understand who Tiffany was standing across from and what Kiana brought to this contest. Kiana James is sharp. She is calculated. She is the kind of competitor who walks into every single match with a complete game plan and the intelligence to execute that plan under pressure. She does not rely on emotion or instinct alone. She relies on preparation, strategy, and a cold, businesslike approach to professional wrestling that has made her a genuinely dangerous opponent for anyone on the roster. Kiana carries herself with the energy of someone who believes the world is a transaction and she is always the one getting the better end of the deal. That attitude translates beautifully inside the ring because it means she is always looking for an angle, always looking for an edge, always looking for the moment where she can turn the tide in her favor through cleverness rather than just brute force. She is a thinking competitor in the very best sense of that phrase. And going into this match against Tiffany Stratton, she had every reason to believe her cerebral approach would be enough to pull off a significant victory. What she did not fully account for was just how complete Tiffany Stratton has become as a competitor. Now let's get into the match itself, because this contest delivered in ways that should make every single women's wrestling fan incredibly excited about the direction of this division. From the opening seconds, it was clear that both women came to compete at the highest level. There was an intensity in the air from the very first lockup, both competitors understanding that this match mattered, that the outcome carried real significance, and that the person across from them was not going to make anything easy. Kiana came out with her signature calculated aggression. She was methodical from the start, picking her spots, targeting specific areas, trying to ground Tiffany and neutralize the explosive athleticism that makes her such a difficult opponent to prepare for. Kiana understands that if you let Tiffany Stratton run free athletically in a match, you are going to have an extremely difficult night. So her strategy was to slow things down, control the pace, and use her ring intelligence to keep Tiffany from ever getting fully comfortable. And for a portion of that match, it worked. Kiana was sharp. She landed her offense with precision and purpose. She had moments where she genuinely had Tiffany in trouble, moments where the crowd held their breath wondering if the strategy was going to be enough. Those moments of genuine drama are what elevate a match from a simple victory to a memorable contest. And this match had several of them. But here is what separates Tiffany Stratton from so many competitors at her stage of development: she does not panic under pressure. She does not unravel when things get difficult. When Kiana had her in trouble, Tiffany did not abandon her game plan or start making desperate decisions. She stayed composed. She stayed patient. She trusted her ability and she waited for her moment. And when her moment came, she took it with both hands and she did not let go. The athleticism Tiffany displayed in this match was genuinely breathtaking to witness. There were sequences where she did things inside that ring that reminded you why she is considered one of the most physically gifted competitors in all of women's wrestling today. The agility, the explosiveness, the body control, it is all on a different level. And when she has the technical foundation to channel all of that athleticism into purposeful, effective offense, the results are spectacular. The finishing sequence was everything a wrestling fan could ask for. Tiffany built to it perfectly, the crowd momentum growing with every exchange, every near fall, every dramatic moment that had the arena louder and louder. And when she finally put Kiana James away, when that referee's hand hit 3 and Tiffany Stratton's music filled that arena, it felt earned. It felt deserved. It felt like the natural and inevitable conclusion of a match that showcased everything that makes Tiffany Stratton so special. Let's talk about what this victory means on a broader level, because context matters in professional wrestling and this win does not exist in isolation. For Tiffany Stratton, this victory is another brick in the foundation of what is shaping up to be a very significant run. Every win matters. Every performance matters. Every time she steps into that ring and delivers at this level, she adds to the argument that she belongs not just on the card but at the very top of it. The women's championship picture is always evolving, always shifting, always creating new opportunities for the competitors who are performing at the highest level consistently. And right now Tiffany Stratton is absolutely performing at that level. The women's division is stacked with talent. It is filled with competitors who have championship pedigree, championship experience, and championship hunger. To stand out in that environment, you have to do more than just win. You have to win with style. You have to win with personality. You have to win in ways that make people talk and make people want to see what comes next. Tiffany Stratton does all of those things naturally and effortlessly. That is a genuinely rare quality. For Kiana James, this loss stings, but it does not define her. She competed well. She executed her game plan with precision and she made Tiffany work for every single moment of that victory. There is no shame in losing to one of the most talented competitors in the division when you brought your absolute best. Kiana James will be back. She is too smart, too skilled, and too competitive to let a loss like this slow her down for long. If anything, a defeat of this nature against a competitor of this caliber has a way of sharpening focus and intensifying motivation in ways that no victory ever could. Now let's talk about where Tiffany Stratton goes from here, because this is the conversation that every wrestling fan should be having right now. The logical next step for Tiffany after a performance like this is a bigger stage. A bigger opponent. A bigger moment. She has proven at this level that she can deliver. She has proven that the athleticism and the charisma and the personality all translate into genuine in-ring excellence when the pressure is on. The next question is how she handles the very biggest moments, championship matches, main event situations, the kind of high-stakes environment where the entire world is watching and every single thing you do is magnified 1,000 times over. Based on what we saw in this match against Kiana James, based on the composure under pressure, the in-ring intelligence, the ability to perform at her best when things got difficult, the answer to that question looks very promising indeed. Tiffany Stratton looks like someone who is built for those moments. Who thrives under that pressure. Who gets bigger when the stage gets bigger. That is the hallmark of a future champion. That is the hallmark of a generational talent. And that is exactly what Tiffany Stratton is becoming right before our eyes with every single match she competes in. The women's division had better take note. The championship picture had better pay attention. Because Tiffany Stratton is not just winning matches right now, she is building momentum, building confidence, and building the kind of unstoppable force that is very, very difficult to contain once it reaches full speed. And that, Wrestling Stream Nation, is exactly where we stand. Tiffany Stratton defeated Kiana James in a match that delivered on every single level. The performance was brilliant. The victory was earned. And the future for Tiffany Stratton has never looked brighter or more exciting than it does right now. We will be right here on Wrestling Stream breaking down every match, every moment, and every major development as this incredible women's division continues to evolve and deliver. Subscribe right now if you have not already. Hit that like button if this breakdown fired you up. And get into those comments because I need to hear from you. How impressed were you by Tiffany Stratton in this match? Where do you see her going from here? And is a championship run right around the corner for the most entertaining superstar in women's wrestling today? The comment section is all yours. Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay passionate, stay loud, and never stop loving this sport. I'm your host, and this is Wrestling Stream.